Throughout our lives, we've all felt the heartbreaking feeling of not being the priority for someone we truly love. That deep pain that eats away at us when we realize that we occupy a secondary place in the life of that special person. Have you ever wondered why this happens? Why are we not valued as we deserve? Those moments of doubt and insecurity can sow seeds of self-distrust, making us feel like something is missing, that maybe we're not good enough. But what if I told you that there is a way to change this situation? A path that does not involve manipulation or games, but is based on self-respect and principles that have guided the greatest thinkers over the centuries. In this video, we're going to explore 8 powerful strategies based on Stoic philosophy that will help you become someone's priority. These teachings will provide you with the tools you need to authentically strengthen your relationships and make a lasting impact on the lives of those around you. By the end of the video, you'll not only have found ways to be someone's priority, but you'll also have figured out how to improve your life and the lives of others. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Today, we're going to look at how you can react to a lack of priority in your relationships in a way that completely transforms the situation. Without further ado, let's begin. Strategy number 1, develop your own worth, anticipation and deep reflection. One of the most common mistakes we make in our relationships is expecting others to value us when we don't ourselves. In today's society, where comparisons are constant and social networks bombard us with ideals of perfection, it is easy to lose sight of our own value. We feel like we're not good enough, and that feeling seeps into our relationships, affecting how others see us. The first step to being someone's priority is to make sure that you consider yourself a priority. Stoic philosophy teaches us that what is under our control is how we see ourselves. If you don't value yourself, if you don't recognize your own worth, others won't either. This basic principle is essential. We must be aware of our worth, our strengths, and what we bring to others. When you see yourself with respect and dignity, that feeling is reflected in your behavior, and therefore in how others perceive you. Think about this. How can you expect someone else to consider you a priority if you don't do it yourself? The Stoics remind us that self-compassion and self-respect are the foundation on which strong relationships are built. Start by recognizing your inner value, and you'll see how the dynamics around you change. Imagine for a moment that you are in a relationship where you always feel belittled. Every little criticism, every gesture of indifference becomes a confirmation of your worst fears. I'm not good enough. This cycle of self-loathing feeds on itself, weakening your self-esteem and your ability to demand the respect you deserve. However, when you start working on your own worth, everything changes. By recognizing yourself as someone worthy of love and respect, you free yourself from the need to constantly seek external approval. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, reminds us that the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. This advice is essential to develop your worth. Start by identifying and challenging the negative thoughts you have about yourself. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? Does it help me or limit me? Replace those thoughts with affirmations that reinforce your courage, based on your unique accomplishments, abilities, and qualities. Another Stoic practice is negative visualization, which involves imagining losing what you have and reflecting on how you would feel if you lacked it. By doing this, you begin to appreciate more who you are and what you have, reinforcing the perception of your own value. If you see yourself as someone who is able to overcome difficulties and stay calm in the face of challenges, your self-esteem will naturally grow. Remember the words of Epictetus, there is only one way to happiness, and that is to stop worrying about things that are beyond our power or our will. By developing your worth, you free yourself from the need to be validated by others, and begin to find happiness and fulfillment in who you really are. Don't underestimate the power that your own perception has over how the world treats you. At the end of the day, being someone else's priority starts with being your own priority. Strategy number 2, open and assertive communication. Lack of communication is one of the main reasons why we don't become someone's priority. How many times have you been frustrated because the other person doesn't seem to understand what you need? Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of clarity and openness in our interactions. We cannot expect others to guess what we want. we must be clear and assertive about our expectations and desires. The Stoics believed that clarity and honesty were essential to living a virtuous life. Epictetus taught us that it is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. This quote underscores the importance of openness in communication, of being willing to listen and express your thoughts without fear or prejudice. Assertiveness is not simply speaking your mind, but doing so in a way that respects both your own rights and those of others. It's finding the balance between passivity, which can make you feel ignored, and aggressiveness, which can push people away. Imagine being in a relationship where your needs are never met because you never communicate them. This creates a cycle of dissatisfaction and resentment. Break that cycle by being honest and direct. Openness not only helps solve problems, but also builds a bridge of mutual understanding. Remember, communication is the key to being heard, understood, and ultimately prioritized. Strategy number 3, create value in the other's life. To be a priority, it's vital to bring something valuable to the other person's life. This does not mean giving more than you receive, but being a presence that enriches your life in a meaningful way. The Stoics taught that virtue is the supreme good. Demonstrate your virtues through your actions, and people will consider you essential in their lives. In a world full of superficiality, being a person who brings authentic and selfless value distinguishes you from the rest. Whether it's supporting through difficult times, sharing wisdom, or simply being a constant source of reassurance, your impact on the lives of others can be profound. Stoic philosophy encourages us to be a light in the lives of those we love, to be the unwavering support that many seek but few find. Think of a person who has been really important in your life, someone who has always been there when you needed them, offering support, advice, or just a comforting presence. Now reflect on how you feel about that person. They probably hold a special place in your heart, not just because of what they've done, but because of the value they've added to your life. This is the kind of impact you should aim to have in the lives of others if you want to be a priority for them. You may be wondering, how can I do it? Let's look at some ways. 1. Offer unconditional support. When someone close to you faces a challenge, be the person they can trust. It is not just about offering solutions, but about being present, being a source of strength and comfort. For example, if a friend is going through a difficult time in their personal or professional life, your support can be as simple as listening without judgment, or as meaningful as helping them find a solution or accompanying them in the process of overcoming that challenge. This kind of unconditional support creates a bond that is hard to break. 2. Be a growth catalyst. Help the other person grow and develop. It can be through sharing knowledge, offering new perspectives, or simply being a positive role model. For example, if you're in a romantic relationship, you can help your partner achieve their personal or professional goals by encouraging them to follow their dreams and offering tangible support to help them achieve it. Becoming a catalyst for growth makes the other person see you as an essential part of their success and happiness. 3. Offer consistent emotional support. Life is full of ups and downs, and that's when consistency in your emotional support becomes invaluable. Being emotionally available not only when things are going well, but also during difficult times, shows that you are someone who can be trusted, no matter the circumstance. This kind of emotional consistency strengthens the connection and ensures that your presence is seen as indispensable. As Seneca said, no matter how long your path is, you will always find a way to improve along the journey. This Stoic teaching reminds us that we can always find ways to improve not only our lives, but also those of others. Creating value in the lives of others is a continuous process of improvement, of being present, and of contributing something that really makes a difference. By doing so, you not only become a priority, but someone who is truly indispensable. Strategy number 4, cultivate patience, deep reflection, and Stoic quote. In a world that values instant gratification and speed, patience has become an increasingly rare but extremely valuable virtue. We all face times when our patience is tested, especially in the relationships we care about. Have you ever felt like your patience is stretched thin, particularly when things don't seem to move forward or when problems persist? The ability to remain calm and understanding during these difficult times not only demonstrates strength, but also establishes a strong and lasting foundation in any relationship. If you want to be a priority in someone's life, cultivating patience is essential. Stoic philosophy offers us a profound perspective on patience. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, stated that patience is a tree with bitter roots but very sweet fruits. This thought reflects the idea that although patience can be difficult to practice and often challenging, its rewards are extremely valuable. In Stoic practice, patience is seen as a crucial tool for facing adversity and building lasting relationships. It is the ability to maintain serenity and understanding while time and circumstances do their work. Imagine a situation where you find yourself dealing with a relationship that faces challenges. The temptation to lose patience can be great, especially when problems seem to have no short-term solution. However, think about the times when your patience, whether with friends, family, or colleagues, has led to a positive resolution. Patience not only shows that you value the relationship, but it also acts as a bridge that can transform friction and misunderstandings into a stronger, deeper connection. By staying calm and showing understanding, you show that you're willing to invest time and effort into the relationship, which strengthens the bond and makes it more resilient. To cultivate patience in your relationships, there are several effective practices you can adopt. First, active listening is critical. Instead of rushing to offer answers or solutions, take the time to truly listen to the other person's perspective. Not only does this approach show respect, but it also allows you to better understand their emotions and needs. Patience in this context means being present and open to understanding, even when the answers don't come right away. Second, managing realistic expectations is key. It's important to note that some situations take time to resolve, and problems aren't always fixed right away. Patience involves accepting that the process can be long and complicated, and adjusting your expectations accordingly. Instead of getting frustrated by delays or obstacles, focus on the process and small steps. This mindset helps to maintain a positive attitude and reduce the stress associated with unrealistic expectations. Another important practice is self-reflection. Patience is also cultivated through self-knowledge and understanding your own reactions. When you're faced with challenges in a relationship, it's helpful to reflect on your own emotions and reactions. Ask yourself why you're feeling impatient and what you can do to manage your emotions more effectively. This introspection allows you to approach problems with a more balanced and mindful mindset. Finally, the practice of patience is reinforced through constant commitment. Cultivating patience is not a one-time task, but an ongoing effort. Commit to being patient not only in difficult times, but also on a day-to-day basis. Patience becomes second nature when you practice it regularly, and this consistent commitment will help you maintain healthier, more balanced relationships. By cultivating patience, you not only strengthen your relationships, but you also become a more balanced and understanding person. Patience is a quality that, although it can be difficult to maintain in the moment, brings enormous benefits in the long run. As the proverb goes, patience is a virtue, and its value is revealed in the way it enriches our relationships and helps us face challenges with grace and resilience. By integrating patience into your daily life, you become a priority in the lives of others, not out of obligation, but because of the deep respect and appreciation you have cultivated through your ability to wait and persevere. Strategy number 5, be authentic. Authenticity is the glue that holds relationships together. Pretending to be someone you're not to gain someone's attention may work in the short term, but in the long run, it always leads to failure. The Stoics taught the importance of authenticity. Being true to oneself is the path to true happiness and solidity in relationships. When you're authentic, you not only build relationships based on truth and trust, but you also free yourself from the stress and anxiety that come from trying to meet expectations that aren't yours. Authenticity creates a space where relationships can flourish because they are grounded in honesty and transparency. Think about times when you've tried to conform to the expectations of others, only to feel exhausted or disconnected. Authenticity, in contrast, allows you to interact with others from a place of true understanding and acceptance. To practice authenticity in your relationships, start by knowing yourself. Reflect on your values, beliefs, and passions. What really matters to you? What aspects of your life make you feel most aligned with yourself? This self-reflection will help you better understand who you are and build a solid foundation on which you can base your interactions with others. Open and honest communication is another key component of authenticity. Don't be afraid to express your true feelings and thoughts, even if you fear they may be uncomfortable or unpopular. Authenticity involves being brave in showing yourself as you are, even when it means facing the possibility of rejection. This courage is what allows others to truly know you and helps you build deeper, more meaningful connections. It's also important to be consistent in your behavior. Authenticity is demonstrated not only in what you say, but also in what you do. If your actions are in tune with your words, you create a coherent and trustworthy image of yourself. For example, if you value honesty, make sure that this is reflected in your daily behavior, both in big decisions and in small, everyday acts. Authenticity also relates to accepting your imperfections and being vulnerable. It's not about presenting yourself as perfect, but about being honest about your weaknesses and mistakes. Vulnerability can strengthen relationships as it shows others that you are human and willing to be open and real. This openness fosters an environment of trust and mutual respect. Finally, surrounding yourself with people who value authenticity will help you stay true to yourself. Seek relationships with those who accept and appreciate you for who you are, and avoid situations that pressure you to settle for an image that isn't your own. Authentic relationships are those where you can be yourself without fear of judgment. In short, being authentic is an essential component of being a priority in someone's life. Authenticity allows you to build relationships based on truth and trust, releases your stress by eliminating the need to maintain a facade, and helps you connect with others from a place of genuine understanding and acceptance. As Epictetus says, "Do not seek to be appreciated for what you are not, but for what you really are." By doing so, you not only become a priority in the lives of others, but you also create a richer and more fulfilling life for yourself. In any relationship, whether romantic, friendly, or professional, one of the most powerful aspects of maintaining a constant interest is the fear of losing someone valuable. This principle, while it may seem strategic, is based on the reality that people tend to value more what they stand to lose. It's not about playing emotional games or manipulating others, but about understanding and applying a dynamic that naturally reinforces your importance in someone's life. Creating a genuine sense of the possibility of loss can strengthen relationships and make you a priority. Human psychology is profoundly influenced by the principle of scarcity. The theory of perceived value states that things are seen as more valuable when they are limited or perceived as at risk of disappearing. Applied to relationships, this means that if someone senses that they might lose you, they are likely to value your presence more and seek to keep you close. It's not about manipulating, but about allowing the authenticity and genuine value you bring to the fore, highlighting the importance of your role in that person's life. Imagine that you are in a relationship where you feel that the other person begins to take your presence for granted. This can happen in any type of relationship, from a friendship that has become routine to a relationship in which the initial excitement has faded. In these cases, creating a fear of missing out can restore balance. It's not about creating unnecessary conflict or emotionally manipulating someone, but about getting the other person to recognize your value and the importance of your presence. One way to apply this principle is by setting clear boundaries. By having clear standards and expectations in a relationship, and by not allowing yourself to be treated in ways you don't respect, you show that you value yourself and your time. When you set and maintain these boundaries, you create a space where the other person can begin to value your presence more. This isn't about being picky, but about showing that you're someone who deserves respect and appreciation, and that your presence isn't something that can be taken for granted. Another effective strategy is to focus on your own growth and well-being. By investing in your personal development and maintaining your own interests, hobbies, and goals, you show that your life is full and meaningful on its own. When a person sees that you are busy with your own goals and that your life has value regardless of their involvement, they may feel a greater appreciation for the time you spend together. This independence and self-sufficiency create a sense of scarcity in the relationship, making your company even more desirable. Effective communication also plays a crucial role. It's important to express your feelings and needs openly and honestly, without fear of showing that you value your own dignity and well-being. By clearly communicating what you expect and need in a relationship, you make it apparent that your time and attention are valuable. This is not about demanding more, but about making visible the value you bring and the importance of your presence. In situations where you feel that someone is not valuing your presence, you can also choose to take a step back. Sometimes, distancing yourself a bit can help the other person appreciate your company and the positive impact you have on their life more. This distancing is not about playing games, but about allowing the other person to feel the lack of your presence and reevaluate their value. It is important to emphasize that this strategy must be used ethically and respectfully. It's not about manipulation or creating unnecessary conflict, but about making your value and importance genuinely recognized. The key is to balance your own well-being with that of the relationship, always showing that you value yourself and your time. Creating the fear of missing out is not a matter of manipulation, but of allowing your presence and value to be recognized. By setting clear boundaries, investing in your own growth, communicating effectively, and if necessary, distancing yourself a bit, you can strengthen the perception of the value you bring to any relationship. Not only does this approach help you become a priority in someone's life, but it also promotes relationships based on mutual respect and genuine appreciation. By doing so, you show that your presence is valuable and that your company is something that shouldn't be taken for granted. Strategy number 7. Offer unconditional support. In the fabric of our relationships, unconditional support acts as a fundamental thread that reinforces connection and trust. Offering unconditional support not only strengthens your bonds with others, but it also establishes a solid foundation on which you become a priority in their lives. But what does it really mean to offer unconditional support? And how can it be practiced effectively? First, it is important to understand that unconditional support is not conditional on circumstances or outcomes. It is about being present in good and bad moments, without expecting anything in return and without judging. Imagine being by someone's side when they are going through a personal crisis, whether professional or emotional. In these moments of vulnerability, your presence and support are invaluable. The true strength of your support lies in your ability to be there without reservation, providing encouragement and understanding, no matter the situation. Stoic philosophy, through Seneca's teachings, reminds us that true friendship is a solid rock and should not crumble in times of difficulty. This principle underscores that unconditional support is the most genuine proof of a strong relationship. It's not about how people act when everything is going well, but how they respond in times of adversity. By offering constant support, you show that you value the relationship above all circumstances and that you are committed to the other person's well-being, no matter what challenges may arise. An effective way to offer unconditional support is to be emotionally available. Actively listening to the other person without interrupting or judging allows them to feel that their feelings and experiences are validated. Instead of offering quick fixes or minimizing your problems, simply being present and listening can have a profound impact. This type of support allows the person to feel that they are not alone in their struggles and that they have an ally to rely on. In addition to being emotionally available, it is essential to be consistent in your support. Consistency in how you support someone creates a sense of security and trust. This means being there at unexpected times, not just when it's convenient for you. Sometimes the simple act of sending a message of encouragement or making a small gesture of support can mean a lot to someone who is going through a difficult time. Another crucial aspect of unconditional support is offering practical help. This may involve attending important events, helping with everyday tasks, or simply being willing to volunteer your time and effort. Practical help reinforces your commitment to the other person and shows that your support goes beyond words. For example, if a friend is facing an illness or crisis, offering to help with day-to-day tasks or to accompany them to medical appointments can be a meaningful gesture that shows your genuine support. Unconditional support also involves being patient and understanding, especially when the other person is dealing with their own mistakes or weaknesses. Instead of criticizing or judging, choose to offer understanding and empathy. We recognize that everyone makes mistakes and that people are constantly evolving. By offering a safe space for the other person to grow and learn from their experiences, you reinforce the value of your presence in their life. Finally, remember that unconditional support must also be balanced with self-care. While you are there for others, Make sure that your well-being is not compromised. True support should not involve sacrificing your own boundaries and needs. Setting healthy boundaries allows you to offer support without exhausting yourself and ensures that your help remains genuine and effective. In short, offering unconditional support is a fundamental pillar of making yourself a priority in someone's life. By being emotionally available, being consistent, and offering practical help, you demonstrate a deep commitment to the relationship. Stoic philosophy reminds us that true support is shown in times of adversity, and being patient and understanding of others' mistakes and challenges reinforces your role as a valued friend or ally. By balancing your support with self-care, you establish a strong relationship based on trust and mutual respect. Strategy number 8. Be a role model, authority and broad relevance. Finally, to be a priority, you must be a role model. This doesn't mean being perfect, but rather living up to the principles and values you preach. The Stoics taught us that the best way to influence others is by example, showing by our actions how one should live. Every action you take, every decision you make, is an opportunity to show your values and principles. Being an example means living by what you preach. It's not just about words, but about concrete actions that reflect your deepest beliefs. When people see you facing challenges with courage and treating others with respect and honesty, they see you as a source of inspiration. Marcus Aurelius said, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape from being on the side of the foolish." Compassion inspires others to follow your example. Those who see you as a role model will put you in a place of priority because they will recognize in you the qualities that they admire and respect. Make sense as an option rather than a priority. This is your time to change that dynamic. Apply these Stoic strategies and watch how, little by little, you become the center of attention of those who really matter in your life. Remember, being someone's priority is not something that can be forced. It's about building relationships based on mutual respect, authenticity, and shared value. So, we invite you to reflect on what you've learned today and put it into practice. Together, we will transform our relationships and find the strength to move forward with dignity and purpose. Subscribe to the channel and share this video with someone who also wants to strengthen their relationships. See you in the next video, where we will continue exploring how Stoicism can transform your life. Until next time.